In today's tutorial, we're going to be designing this flyer, this church flyer you're seeing right now on your screen. And without further delay, let us get into it. We're going to start by opening our Coreldraw. And then I always like to size my print area to something like this, right? The size of the flyer we're going to be designing is 6 by 7.5, right? 6 by 7.5. You draw a box like this, you come here and size it to 6 by 7.5, right? 7.5. So this is it, right? So the next thing we are going to do is that we are going to import all the materials we are going to be needing for this design. We're going to import them here. So how do we do that? We are going to right click, right, and then come to import, and then we locate where that file is saved, right? We locate where that file is saved. So we are going to need all of this, all of this you are seeing here, and these are the text effects that we are going to use. You see the text effect here. See the text effect that we are going to use here. So we are going to import all of this. Let's import all of them. See all of them. Let's make sure we select all of them. Right, we are going to import them like this, like this, like this, like this, like this, like this, like this. We're going to use all of these backgrounds that you're seeing right here. Right, we are going to use it to create something very unique. So the first background we are going to bring in, guys, is this our primary background, right? We're going to bring it in like this, and then we're going to increase it. Let's right click on it, and then come to power click inside, right? Power click inside the box. We now come to edit, right? Or we hold our control key and double click, right? It's either you come to edit, it's the same thing that it will do for you, right? Or you hold your control key on your keyboard and double click, it will do the same thing. Then you blow it up like this, you increase it this way, right? We increase it this way, right? Let's blur it a little bit. Let's come to effect, come to blur, and then come to Gaussian blur, right? We'll just like blur it just a little. All right. So the next background we are going to bring in is this guy. We're going to bring this guy in like this, right? We only need this lightning area, this area that has light in it. So we are going to rotate it 90, right? We come here and rotate it to 90-degree, right? And then we'll bring it down like this, right? We'll bring it down like this. And then we take our transparency too, right? And come like this. We'll apply it this way, right? And we apply it this way. We'll now bitmap it. We'll come to bitmap and then say convert to bitmap. The reason why we are bitmapping it is because we want to be able to apply the transparency to this side. If we don't bitmap it, we won't be able to apply the transparency to in or the second side of the object, right? So we'll pick our transparency to again and then apply it this way, right? We'll apply it this way, right? Let's position it where, and then we'll right click on it and then power click inside, right? So the next picture we are going to bring in is this guy, right? So the flyer is about praying, it's a prayer conference, right? So what symbolizes prayer if not something like this, right? So this symbolizes prayer. So we are going to put it at the center of our design. So now that we have this, we're going to come to our shape tool, right? Click on our shape tool and we select these two nodes that you're seeing, right? We select the two of them together like this and then crop this guy up, right? Just move it up like that. After we've done that, we'll now come to our bitmap and then come to mode and then come to grayscale. We need to change it to grayscale, right? After we have done that, we need to blend this guy, this part, we need to blend it to the background, right? We don't want to see this sharp edge. This sharp edge, we don't want to see it, so we need to blend it. So we'll come to our transparency tool and then apply it this way, right? You see that that sharp edge is gone. It's now looking smooth down, right? So that is it. Then we're now going to come to our transparency tool again and then come to merge mode where we have this normal and then we change it to like soft, right? Let's see overlay or let's see multiply. No, I'll rather go for soft light. I think soft light is dope, right? Soft light, right? Let's move it down a little, right? And then we are going to right click on it like this and then come to power click and then we'll power click it inside the container, right? So that is it. This other background, we'll make sure that this background is well positioned because we need that white space, that lightning space. We need it to give shadow to an object that we are bringing in very soon, right? So that light side has to come out, right? So, and then the next thing we are going to bring in is this picture. We are going to bring this guy in like this. And then we are going to come to our bitmap, and then we come to mode, and then we come to grayscale, right? When we change it to grayscale, we'll come here, our transparency to, and we'll apply this way, right? So what do we need to do to apply transparency to this place? If you know it, type it in the comment section before I do it. We've applied the transparency to here. We need to apply it here too. So what do we need to do? Because we cannot bring it here again. This side will be removed. You understand? Same thing like this. So what do we need to do? Type it in the comment section, right? So what we are going to do is we are going to come to bitmap and then convert it to bitmap. If you got it, clap for yourself, right? So after we bitmap it, we can now apply it like this again, right? We can now apply like this again. If you got it, clap for yourself. Clap for yourself. So that is it. Then we are going to reduce this. We are going to reduce it like this because we just want it to be here at this corner, right? We just want it to be here like this, right? So the next thing we are going to do is we are going to come to our transparency tool again and then come to merge mode and then look for soft light, right? You see, the reason why you can see it like this, that is showing like this, is because of that light, this background that we adjusted here before, that I told you that we need that part that has light on it. You understand? That's why, right? So that is it. Now that we have this, we are going to power click this. Let's increase it a little, right? We are going to power click this. Okay, let me show you. Let me explain something. The reason why this is showing that you can see this image like this is because there is a picture with a little light, at the background. Let me go into the background of the image and show you something. We just want to experiment. If I move this guy down like this, right? You see that light, this part that has the light has been, pushed inside, and I close it. You can see that picture is not showing very well. You understand? But if you move that part that has light, this part, you move it here, and then you now place the picture on it. You see, that you can now see the picture. So that's what I wanted you to learn. You understand? So light gives uh illumination to dark objects when merge mode is applied on them. I don't know if you get what I mean. If you apply merge mode on an object, the dark background, if the background they are on is dark, the dark background will steal their shine. But if it is a light background, the light background will illuminate them. That is what just happened here right now. So we are going to right click here and then power click this inside. Hope you guys are understanding what I'm saying, right? So that is it. So we now have this left and this guy left. So the next thing we are going to do is we are going to bring this guy, we are going to bring it here, right? Just a little. We just want to make sure that we have something to distract people, right, from the actual background, just like a distraction. You understand? Just like a distraction. Oh, let's increase it this way, and then we'll come like this, and then we'll now come to our transparency too, and then we do add. Let's do add, right? You see what add did? Add has removed that background, right? So we are going to now right click on it and then we are going to power click it inside the container, right? Just like a distraction there, right? So the next thing we are going to do, guys, is we are now going to bring this guy that you're seeing like this. We're going to okay, before that, let us leave it here, right? Let's bring this guy in. This guy, this next background, you're going to bring it like this, right? You're going to adjust it this way, right? You're going to adjust it this way. And then you're also going to come to bitmap, right? Come to mode, and then we are going to come to, oh, sorry, we'll come to bitmap, come to mode, and then we'll change it to grayscale, right? And then we come to our transparency tool and then apply it like this. We apply it this way. Let's bring it down so that this part will not affect the background. Right, let's take it down like this. Right, I think this is dope. I think this is okay. Then we'll now come back to our transparency tool and then we come to normal and then let's see overlay. Let's see what overlay does. No, let's see soft light. Right, so let's leave it like that. Right, so the next thing we are going to do, guys, is that we are going to now bring this guy you're seeing here, we are going to bring it like this, right? And then we are going to now increase it this way, right? We increase it like that, and then we'll take our transparency tool and then we drag it diagonally like this. We'll drag it like that, right? We'll drag it like that. Right, you see what we have right now? You see what we have? Right, so we are now going to come here. Let's see if we can give it soft light too, or let's see overlay. Let's see add. Right, I think this add is okay. Let's give it add. Right, add. Let's increase it a little and bring it like this. Right, and then we're now going to duplicate it. Control C, Control V on your keyboard. Control C, Control V, copy and paste. Right, and then after we've pasted it, we now come here and then we mirror horizontally. Right, we'll mirror it horizontally. Let's now position this one very well. Let's position this very well. Right, you see what we have right now? We're now having these two guys you're seeing here. So we are going to copy all of them. Power click this one inside this image that you'll have here. Then we are now going to go inside and then paste these two guys that we have. We are going to paste them like this. right? Ladies and gentlemen, you see our background. See the background that we have. This is dope. This is dope. So the next thing we are going to bring in, guys, is we need to start bringing in our text. We need to start bringing in our text, right? We need to start bringing in our text. Let's go look for the text. This is the text here, right? So but before we go, let us create margin, right? Let us create margin. This margin, it means that this is our design must not pass this place. Any important thing we want on the flyer must not go beyond this guy so that we can maintain balance on our design. So that we can maintain balance on our design, right? I give it 0.5, 0.5 diagonally. Then we are going to take it to the top left, right? You see it here. And then we are going to duplicate it and then take it to the top right, right? So what next are we going to do? I highlight it like this. Let's zoom it, right? And then we take ruler, see ruler here. Take ruler and put it here. Take another ruler and bring it here, right? Take another ruler from the top and then bring it here, right? Which means our design must start from this place. You understand? Our design must start from that place. So even the bottom will bring it like this. This means that our design must not pass that place, right? We can now delete it. Any important thing we are going to put on the flyer must not go beyond these things that we've created. You understand? So after we've done that, we are going to we've opened the test. This is the test here. So we are going to bring the logo right in. We are going to bring the logo like this, right? You see that my logo is also starting from somewhere here, right? Right. So the next thing we are going to do is we are going to now come here and then copy these guys you're seeing here, cut them. Let's even copy all of them, right? And then I'll paste it here. Let me give you white so that everybody can be seeing it, right? So we are now going to copy these guys you're seeing here, right? Let's break it apart. We want to break this presence from this guy you're seeing here. We're now going to break it by pressing Ctrl K on our keyboard. Ctrl K on our keyboard. Then we move this guy here. We move it to the top here. And then we now bring this guy here like this. So we are going to change it to capital letter. It has to be in capital letter, right? Let's highlight it and then right click on it. And then we come to change case and then we change it to uppercase, right? Then we are now going to bring acceleration program, right? We are going to bring it down like this and make sure it is centralized. So we are going to use a font called Campton Bold. Campton Bold. Campton Bold. Right. Let's use this Campton Book Bold. Right. Let's use that. Let's use that. Right. So let's take our shape to raise this guy up like this. Right. Let's raise that up like that. And then we are going to give these 3 days a yellow color. 3 days. 3 days prayer and prayer conference and the acceleration program. Or we can put that prayer too. We can also put that prayer too in yellow. prayer conference and acceleration program. So that is it. So the next thing we are going to do right now, guys, is that we are going to now um we are going to copy this text, the theme of the event, which is highly favored. Highly favored. We are going to cut it like this, and then we'll paste it here, right? And then we increase it. Let's increase it like this, right? And then we'll now break it apart, highlight it, and then right click on it and change it to capital letter, which is uppercase, right? So we're now going to give the two of them. We're going to give them a font, see Captain Book, but this time let it be bold. Captain Book bold, black. You understand? So that's what we're going to do, right? So we are going to now Control K on our keyboard, and then increase this guy, like this, right? And then make sure that this one is underneath, right? Let us increase it too, just a little, just a little. So the next thing we are going to do, guys, is that we are going to now come to we are going to come to this place, and then we are going to pick envelope. This envelope too, we are going to pick it like this, and then immediately we'll pick it, this will appear. So we are going to highlight these two like this, and then delete them, right? Just press delete on your keyboard and it will be deleted. Then you drag this up like this, right? And then drag these two up like this, right? When you drag it like that, you now do the same thing for this guy. Move it up like this. You move it up like this, and then you now take your envelope 2 again, highlight the note at the middle, right? Delete it. Just press delete on your keyboard, and then you drag it up like this. Same thing with this one. You drag it like this, right? You see what we have right now. You see what we have right now. Um, for this one, I think it is too up. Let us take it a little bit down, right? So that is it. Highly favored, right? So after we've done that, the next thing we are going to do is that we are going to now copy this guy you're seeing here, before we export these things, this image, this text, and apply text effects to it in Photoshop, right? We apply we take them to Photoshop and then apply text effects on it, right? Let's change this case to uppercase, right? We change it to uppercase and then we increase it a little. And we have to change the font size later, right? Or the font style. But then let us leave it like that. And then we'll now come here. Let's take our rectangle tool and then draw like this. Right? We'll draw like this. And then we'll bring it here. Let's raise this guy up a little. Right? When we raise it up like that, let's take our stuff. Let's give it like red. Take your color eyedropper tool. This guy, pick it. And then you come to this place. Come to this place. You see this color? Pick it. Right? When you pick it, now pour it inside this container you're seeing here. This rectangle that you drew, just put it inside. You understand? And remove the outline. Right? So that is it. That is it. Now we are getting there. Now we are getting there. Right? So the next thing we are going to do, let's make sure we bring these pictures together. After that, we'll now export this guy and take it to Photoshop to apply text effects on it. But I want us to first of all put this picture so that we can understand where we've gotten to before we go to Photoshop. You understand? So let's bring this guy like this. Let's take them up a little, right? Let's take them up a little. And then we're now going to like increase it. Let's increase this one like this. Let's bring this gear down, right? And then this guy, let's bring him down a little, right? Let's bring it down. Let's bring them down. Let's bring them down. We have to bring this guy to the top, right? And then let's increase this person a little. And then we now bring this other person a little, right? Let's take our crop tool. Let's reduce this gear. Let's remove all these extra spaces that it has. We'll reduce all these extra spaces. Let's remove this one too. And then we'll now take this guy to take it to the side like this. We're going to do the same thing for this person. This one, we're going to take it like this too. Then this person, we're going to do the same thing for this person, right? We're going to do the same thing for that person. So what next are we going to do? Okay, this guy head is still, there's still space there, so we need to take it down, and then we increase our picture like this so that it matches with other ones, right? Let us leave it like this, right? Let us leave it like this. And then the next thing we are going to do, guys, is we're now going to make sure that all the pictures are aligned, right? All the pictures are aligned. You see, all of them are aligned, right? What next are we going to do, guys? What next are we going to do? We are going to now come to our transparency tool like this, right? We'll now begin to apply it this way. We'll apply it like this. Let's take it up. Same thing we are going to do for this person. We're going to just take it up like this, then like this, right? We're going to take it up like this. Let's raise it up. Let's bring this one down a little. So we're now going to do the same thing for this girl. Take our transparency tool and then apply it this way. So all of them have to blend with the background. You understand? That's the idea that I have in my head, to blend all of them with the background. Right? Now that you have it this way, the next thing is let's increase them a little. Right? Let's increase them a little, and then we need to blend them. Sorry, we need to group them. Let's group them together like this. Control G on your keyboard to group them together. Right? So now that we have that, the next thing we are going to do is let's reduce this guy a little, right? And then we are now going to come to our eclipse tool and then draw a circle like this. Draw a circle like this. Make sure it's at the center of this box, of this rectangle that we drew, right? and then we're now going to give it um we're now going to give it let's increase this guy a little, and then we'll click on this. Make sure the edge is set to round corner, right? And then we take our shape tool, and then we adjust it a little like this to curve this edge, to curve this, right? We can even slant in it like this. Let's slant in it like this, right? And then we can now make sure it is centralized. And then we now take this box, we'll create another one with Control C, Control V, right, to duplicate it. And then we now click on that one that we duplicated, which is the bigger one. We click on it, hold our Shift key on our keyboard, and then click on this to select the two. When we select the two, this will appear here on the property bar. Then we now use trim, right? When we do trim, it will go. So we are going to select the bigger one, that's the one we duplicated, and then we're going to delete it, right? So when it's deleted, this one here, we're going to remove the outline and then give it the same color with this, right? Give it the same color, right? So we now click on this one, and then we come to this place, break apart, right? So that all of them can be separate, right? So that all of them can be separate. So the next thing we are going to do is we're now going to pick our eyedropper, right? Color eyedropper tool, and then we come here. Let's come to this place where we have the hand. This color, we're going to pick it. When you click on it, it will pick it. When it picks it, you now bring it down into this box that you're seeing here, right? We'll bring it here, right? So I also feel this guy here, I think it's too dark. So I'm going to now copy a lighter one, another one that is lighter than that. Then I'll now pour it inside, and then pour it inside this one too, right? That's what I will have to do. I will now duplicate the two of them, Control C, Control V. I'll now bring it down like this, right? I will give this one this yellow that I selected here, right? I'll take it back, and then this one I will also come to this place and double click, right? And then I will adjust the color to a lighter one, right? And say okay. Then I will bring the two of them down, right? And then I will now bring those ones at the back, those two at the back. I will now bring them to the top, right? I will now bring them to the top because I'm going to bitmap these guys and blur them. You understand? I will do it and blur them. Right. Now that I have this, let me move this back a little so that it doesn't show. I'll select these two, and then I'll come to bitmap and say convert to bitmap. Right. And then I'll now come to effect and then come to blur, and then I will blur them. Gaussian blur. Right. I will apply Gaussian blur, and then I'll blur it this way. You see what I have? This is it. This is dope. So that's what I wanted. Right. So I want to okay, I will do that later. I will do that later. I'll do that later. So the next thing I'm going to do, guys, is I will now export these two that you are seeing here. I will export them separately because I'm going to use uh two different text effects for the two of them. Even though we are not using text effects, guys, this is a very dope design that you don't need text effect for. However, to make it more unique, to make it more uniquely presentable. You understand? We have to use that text effect, to make it yummy. You understand? That is exactly what we're going to do. So we are going to export them one by one. So Control E on your keyboard. After you've selected the Control E, right? Hey, we have not even saved. So I need to save after I export this. Right? I will now name it highly. Let me export it. We export it as PNG, right? As PNG. We export it like this, right? We export this one too, like this. Favored. You will agree with me that without the text effect, this is already a dope design. If you agree with me, say something in the comment section. Without the text effect, this is already a dope design. If you agree, say something in the comment section. So that's exactly what we've planned. So this thing like this, let's put it here, right? Let's put this here. And then this guy, let's copy it and bring this one to here, right? Let's take this and this guy, let's take it down. We now change it to uppercase, this one too. All of them have to be in uppercase, right? Right. So this one, let's bring this guy here, right? And then we are going to change the font to like let's see this Captain book, right? We're going to give this guy this yellow, right? We're going to give this guy this yellow. We can even bolden this one, this color. We can make it darker, or even darker. Can even make it darker like that. Or maybe it's too dark. Or we just give you this one, right? So we can leave it like this. Well, I think it's kind of too light, but then you can just make it darker a little, just a little. I think this one is not bad. You understand? So let's bring it inside, right? And I'm going to take our shape tool, and then uh reduce it like this, so that the spacing will not be too much. So the same thing we are going to do for this guy. We are going to change the color to this, the font to this, and then we're going to let's reduce this guy to 12. This is 12. Let's reduce it to like 8. Let's reduce this one too to like 8, and bring it here, right? So this space here is, let's see if you can reduce the spacing in between. I think we'll need to bring this guy down. Adeyinka Street, Ilupeju, Lagos. Let's take it up. I think this is okay. I said we're going to save, right? Let's save it. Control S. Highly favored. conference. So that's, let's change this one to like yellow too. And then we'll now increase it like this. Right? So we're now going to, let's use the same font size that we use for that. We use it for this guy you're seeing here, right? And then we put it very, position it very well, like that other one is, right? Right. So now that we have that, we're now going to copy these people like this. Hosts, Pastor Morgan. We're going to use the same fonts that we use. These fonts, let's use it. What if we also change this guy to capital, to a bolder font, and then we now change it to capital letter, right? Then we now reduce it like this. And then this font size is 12. Can I use it to like 7? Use it to like 7. Let's put it, let it be like under this line, a little bit under, so that it shows. Then we now change this one to yellow. Change this one to yellow. We now bring this guy, Pastor King Maxwell, put it here. Also break it down, break it down. We also change it to capital letter. Right click and then we come here and say, okay, we'll change to uppercase, right? Let's see if we can copy this guy here and put it here. Let's see. Copy all properties. Hey, you see, it copied everything, copied all the properties, right? What I did, I um right click on this and drag it, right? I use my right click to drag it and then bring it here and say copy all properties, and it copied the style that this is. So the only thing I will need to do here right now is I will change this to orange. I mean to this yellow. You understand? I'll change it to this yellow. So the same thing, I will bring the next person. I'll just copy her like this, right? And bring her here and bring her name here, right? And then I'll just do it this way. And then I will also change it to capital letter, right? Then I will now come here, right click, and then drag it. Use my right click to drag it and come here, and I will now say copy all properties. It will copy the size and the font style. It will copy the size and the font style. Then I will now bring it here, right? And then I will now change this guy to this yellow, right? If I want it to show more, I can now come to this place and then draw a circle like this, right? And then give it black. When I give it black, I will now come to bitmap, right? And say convert to bitmap, right? And then I will now come to effects and then come to blur and then Gaussian blur. And then I will now make sure I blur it, right? And say okay, right? So I will duplicate it. I will bring the text, I'll bring it above it, right? Same thing I will bring here, right? So I will bring the text also above it. I'll do the same thing here above it, right? You see now the names are showing very well. Let's give some spacing to this guy and move it back a little. And then let's move this one to back a little. Right? uh That is it. That is it. So we are done with this. So the next thing we are going to do, guys, is that we are going to now um we're still going to put the text effect. Don't worry. Don't worry, we're still going to put the text effect. But first of all, let us finish our design and see that with Coreldraw, we can do anything and anything possible. You understand? So we are going to now right click on this and then power click and then bring this inside this container. Okay, I'm coming. This container has to be at the top of this background that is at the back. That's why it's doing like that. So I will right click and then power click inside. Right. So before it was at the back of this light background, but then I brought it in. Then I will now have to adjust it like this. We have to adjust it like that. You see like that. I will now have to increase it. Too much. Right, let me now increase it. Right, you see what we have right now. See how bubbled it is. So that's where we are going to put our dates. Change this to capital letter and then we'll now bring it down like this. 17th and then March. Bring March down like this. Right. So let's give the font this the text, let's give it this font. Right. Let's give it this font. And then we'll now highlight it like this. right? And then take our shape two and then this way, drag it this way, and then we'll drag it a little inside as well. Uh-huh, that's dope. We'll make sure it is centralized, and then we'll now increase it, right? We'll now increase it, right? So we can as well copy our dates or look for this thing icon and put there. But first of all, let us position this guy well. Let us position it well. Let us use shadow. Let's use shadow on it. We just drag it like this. You see, let us use shadow on it. Right. Let us increase it, adjust it here. You see. We now Control K on our keyboard. Control K on our keyboard. And then we'll bitmap the shadow. After we Control K is to break the shadow from the text, to separate it, the shadow from the text. You see the way I drag it out, right? So Control K is to break the shadow from the text. That was what I did, right? So I bitmap the shadow like that. You can see it is showing, right? So we can now say, okay, let us put the date. Of course, it's already the number and the thing is already there. But then we can now say, okay, let us type it and put it. And then we can reduce it like this and then bring it down here. And then we can give it the same font. The same font. Can give it. Right. So let's just leave it like that. Right. And then we can now bring this, right? We bring it down here. We do it this way. Let's reduce it a little. Let's reduce it a little and give it this red. Remove the outline and give it red. Then we now come here. Let's duplicate this guy. Bring it here and pipe to 15th to 17th. Right. So you see what we have right now. So that is it. That is it. Now we're now going to Photoshop. Let's go and apply our text effects. You see what we have right now? That even without the what's it called? Without the text effect, this is good to go. However, we need to, apply the text effect. So let's go. Let me close all these tabs I've opened down, down, down. So So we are going to open the two text effects. We open this and then we open this, right? We open the two of them. This one for favored and this one for highly. So this is how we're going to do it, right? This is how we are going to change the text effects. Follow me gently. First of all, we don't need this text. This one here, we don't need it. So we remove it, right? So we don't need the background too, but we'll come back and remove it later. So you see this place that says place your design here. You come here and double click. When you double click, it brings you here, and then you see this eye, blind it. Just remove that eye, right? And then you come to where you have your text, which is this place. That one that we removed was supposed to be for highly, so we drag highly like this and then put it inside. You see, highly, right? And then you control S to save. When you save, you will now close it. Close it like this, right? When you close it, you see what we have right now. Automatically, it's here. But we don't need this guy. All these things, we don't need them. So we are going to delete it. Just select it and delete the eye here and delete it, right? The same thing with this one. Delete it. We don't need it. The same thing with this one. Delete it. We don't need it, right? We don't need them. Right? So now that we have this, we now come into the background. See background, see the eye here. Just close the eye. You understand? Then you will now control shift S, right? Save as. Then you save it on your system. You save it as PNG. PNG. Where is our PNG? Oh, PNG. You can save it as highly too, right? And then we now go to favored, right? Same thing, remove the text, then you come here, right? And then close this eye, and then come here and drag favored, favored, drag it and put it here. Also increase it. When you increase it like that, press enter and then save. When you save it, you now close it. You understand? You see what it becomes automatically. Then you can now delete this eye and then you control S on your keyboard, control shift S to save as, and then you come here and then you can save it as two, favored two, just two, right? And then you save it like this, right? Then you now go back to your Coreldraw, right? And then you take this guy, these two of them, just drag them here. They are good. We did a very good job on them. But then we need text effect, to be on it, right? So we just import them like this. Import, right? When you import that, import this guy too. You see, you see, you see, you see. Now I want to do something, right? I want to do something. I want to copy. Let me cut this guy. I'll paste it back later. Let me just cut it. You understand? And then I want to bring back the text effect. I mean the text itself, right? And I want to duplicate this page. Let me duplicate it. Duplicate it. Right. Now let's change this one. Let's paste this guy. Right. So now let me take my shape too and then crop this guy here. We'll raise it up, right? We'll do the same thing for this place. We'll bring it down like this, right? Same thing we are going to do for here. Let's raise it up, right? We'll now raise this guy up, then we bring this guy to, we'll bring it down like this. See what we have right now. Then we're now going to increase it like this. It's too big, right? You see what we have right now. Let me take this guy a little to the side. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this guy, right? I'm going to bring it here. So how am I going to use it? I'm going to take my transparency to apply it this way, right? Bitmap it. Do the same thing here. Bitmap it, right? Do the same thing here. Bitmap it. And then we are going to do the same thing here. And then bitmap it. So we are going to now come back to our transparency tool, and then we are going to now pick add. You understand? Add. So we are now going to take it down a little to the back. Down a little to the back. Right? Let us increase it. That's the effect we want at the back. We just want it to be there. Let's just power click this guy inside. Right? And then the next one we are going to bring is this one. We are going to bring it like this, right? And then we are going to just bring it here. Let's bring it to the top. And then we're just going to click on our transparency tool and then come to merge mode. And then we say add, right? We just say add. You see how we have it there, right? This is okay, right? This is okay like that. So the next thing we are going to copy is this guy. Let's delete this. And then we bring it here. Let's change the capital letter, right? Change it to capital letter. Let us now come to this place, and then let's use this font that we see here, right? And then we are now going to rotate it like this, right? When we rotate it like that, we now bring it down here. That's our theme, right? And then the next thing we are going to do, let's click on this guy and press Ctrl B on your keyboard. Ctrl B, right? When you press Ctrl B, the idea is for us to increase the lightning a little. You see what we've done? This is minus. Let's delete this. Let's reset itself. Let everything be 0, 0. You see the way it is? You see the way it's dark? Then we can now increase it. Let's increase it more. Right? Let's take it some more. Let's put it like 40. Right? That's 40. right? So the same thing we are going to do for this guy. Control B again, right? Let's this one, let's leave this one like 35. 35. 35 is better, right? So we are done like this. We are done, but we need to compare this guy with this guy with text effect and this one that does not have text effect. Which one do you prefer? You understand? What I'm just trying to say is that you can do something really dope. If you don't have Photoshop on your system, you don't have to feel bad. You understand? That's why I made sure that I did this completely in Photoshop, in Coreldraw, before I now applied the text effect, so that you will know that you can also do something nice. There's a way you can also apply. You can also power click gold background or some white textures inside this text, inside this highly favored in CorelDRAW, and it will still look as if you apply text effect to it in Photoshop. However, this is simply dope. You understand? This is simply dope. The only thing I will change if I want to change something here is this date. I'll just find icon and put there. However, it is not necessary. You understand? It is not necessary. But then I would like to see how it looks. Let me go look for uh location icon. Sorry, date icon. It's just date, right? You can use this one and then we paste it like this. And then we can now come to this place. Let's take it outside first and reduce it. So we will need to bitmap it first. Let me bitmap it. When I bitmap it, then I can come back to mode and then do it this way and then come here and then apply the line art. You see it. So that is it. That's it. So you can now bring it here. Let me delete this original. Don't need it. And then I will delete this. Then I'll bring it to the top here. Right. So you see what I have right now. I can now take this guy down. I can take it down. And then I'll bring this guy to the top of it like this. uh That's better. Comparing the text, you see that we did fantastic job. No lies. We did fantastic job. This one too has to be in capital letter. And then let me put it like 8. And then I'll take my shape 2 and then I'll drag it like this. I can change the fonts to like this guy, right? Let me copy this and put it here too. right? So these two now, this and this, or maybe we should give this guy two. We should give this guy two. This yellow. uh Right? But if I want to send to my client, I'm sending this one. So I'm sending this to my client. So that's it. All right, we've played enough. If you learned something new, say it in the comment section, and I will see you guys on the next one.